Teen GFM.
You're reacting to Reddit post today. Yeah.
We have seen a lot of people reacting to Reddit posts and like subreddits and everything on YouTube before. We decided we want to, so I found a band member subreddit, and so people have different stories of their band members or like everything that's going on. If you know what Reddit is, you know what their subreddits are. So basically, we're gonna be reading them. We'll put the screenshot here so you can read with us. We'll react to them because if you didn't know, we're also in a band together.
We're also going on tour in like 2 weeks.
Yes, with a band called Fozzy. It's Chris Jericho's band. All the tour dates are linked below. Make sure to get tickets because some of them are close to selling out. Oh my god, that actually sounds like a bird.
Follow us on social media at by GFM. Okay,
alright.
Let's go.
All these are very long.
Angry ex-bandmate slandering me and the band on social media. Oh no.
Hi, just writing here because I'm at the point of breaking and I thought sharing and hearing some opinions might help mentally.
Oh, I feel bad for like making fun. I don't know.
In short, I put together a band with some songs I've been writing for years. I met some really cool and talented people in the summer, and after COVID, etc., it finally felt like we were getting somewhere. Got lots of good buzz, played an amazing first gig, got asked to play more gigs, etc. A weekend after the first gig that was almost sold out, and the bass player, let's call him Jake, turned up to practice very late, high on a bunch of expletives. He was all over the place and shouting, so I politely asked him to leave. The following day, he apologized in the group chat very vaguely, saying he has had a mental breakdown and is feeling very low, etc. This person says etc. a lot. And he needs to spend some time away from the band. He said he was feeling awful about himself and he'd gone on a bender, started using some very charged language about his mental health. I told him it was okay and we understand. I hoped to give him space and I thought he'd bounce back the following week. We had a gig booked in 3 weeks and I started to stress because since that incident, he'll absolutely not pick up the phone or reply to any text. I was very kind and polite with my language, but I also needed to know if he was going to commit to playing the gig or not. He started making everyone in the band worry with his avoidance, and when he finally said something, it was about him deciding he'd come to practice to discuss his depression with us. The drummer felt quite offended because band practice is precious time and we offered him to come after or before a chat. Which, that is true. If you don't have the privilege of living with each other, band practice is very important and
it's expensive.
Yeah, especially if you're renting a space.
Yeah.
Jake did not take this well at all, thinking that we were putting the gig before him, etc. I apologized to Jake multiple times for any misunderstanding and told him I really wanted to hear what he had to say whenever he was ready. He never responded. Jake insulted us all and left the group chat, left the band in a very violent way. I immediately decided to get someone to fill in and the gig was going ahead. 2 weeks in and I felt like we had moved on from this. I was at some point generally concerned about Jake's mental health and I reached out to some of his friends to see what's up. He unfriended us all from Facebook. I lost a lot of sleep over this because I lost a friendship I really cared about. I suddenly realized he didn't want to talk to me and I hadn't had a chance to show him my appreciation via phone or in person. It really hurt me. After crying in bed one night, I sent him a long text apologizing, showing him my support and telling him I love him and miss him and the door's open to chat, etc. Not a single word from him. Alright, this man is putting in, or woman, it doesn't say. This person is putting in the hard work and they are not even responding. Anyway, that was 3 weeks ago. Yesterday I was informed that Jake had been slandering my band on social media. He had made a post on Facebook with a link to our next gig telling people not to go and why he left the band. He said that we wouldn't let him come to band practice with depression, so he figured he would rather not be in a band that doesn't support mental health issues verbatim. I lost my mind when I saw that. I could not believe how malicious he was being, sharing a completely distorted version of the events and using the mental health card to really cause some damage. Almost 30 people liked it and he had all these comments showing him support, etc. You can't believe how much he hurt me to see that. I couldn't be further from the truth. I lost followers after he did that and I feel paranoid that he really is out to get us and damage the band's reputation. I had so many setbacks with COVID, etc. and I feel like this is a nightmare come true. He later for some reason deleted the post, but still the paranoia of him doing this again and how it could affect my project terrifies me. How do you deal with such a person? It is consuming me to think all our mutual friends and lots of people in our city have seen his post, and this is seriously affecting my career and my personal relationships. I feel terribly insecure.
That is so awful. And people
so
can use social media and that kind of stuff. Obviously, you can't tell someone that their mental health is not real, but if they're gonna use it falsely, that is so messed up.
Well, the fact that he did, that they
know
gave
the full story either.
But they're saying that they gave this person like an opportunity to talk about it outside of band practice. So they gave them options where it's like, okay, this is like very valuable time and we only get a certain time together for practicing and stuff. We can talk about this in this like set of time. They weren't willing to do that.
The way they portrayed it made it seem, from the outside perspective and their stance, made it seem like they cared about the individual and they wanted to set time aside from band to actually help and talk about it. But the individual took that as, you don't care about me and you're putting the band before me, which it can be seen like that. But if they explained that it wasn't, still went on to act as they did, it's a little messed up.
I mean, that's what drugs can do to a person. Make them paranoid, make them not coherent.
30 people seems like a lot, but in the long run, that's not like a ton of people to respond negatively on social media. So I wouldn't worry about that.
Because people are
It's
gonna
also
do.
sad though to him because now he has a friend that, they had a friend. They said that it was a long friendship. That's not broken. So I feel like they don't care as much about band. It's like it seemed like they were really hurt that they lost their friend.
Yeah. Just because you have a long friendship doesn't mean you have to stay with someone. And like, it was basically, they were begging at this guy's feet to like, come back, I'm sorry, when they were in the right. Like, they weren't in the wrong. It's just manipulative what that guy did, and all you can do is you can't worry about what he was gonna do because that's gonna rule your life.
To all working bands, how long did it take to
Also,
start?
Facebook isn't real life.
I thought they said giggling. How long did it take to start giggling?
Like to survey all of you working bands, how long did it take from startup to where you started getting gigs? I'm finding the hardest and most time-consuming part is finding the right people when you're in a band trying to work from the bottom up. It seems most people fit in two categories, either highly casual jammers who don't like structure or commitment, or experienced players who won't spend time rehearsing for months and will only join if gigs are already booked for the near future.
It took a while, and it also took a lot of not great shows.
Yeah.
Like, it took us years of playing shows off of Craigslist and house parties we shouldn't probably even been allowed into because of our age. I'm gonna say sucky shows. There are a lot of sucky shows we had to play before we got to even play like the beginning of our band. Not even to where, like, obviously to where we are now, it took 6, 7, 8 years. Like,
Yeah, it took a while.
It's taken a while to get to be able to play where we are now. It could be easy to be like, oh, they played last year and this year. It's only taken them 2 years to play, but people don't realize, like, we've been playing since I've been 7. Like, this has been a 10-year whole thing, like, playing shows.
Venues don't necessarily, and I want to say this lightly because a lot of them do still, but they don't really support younger bands. They can only push out bigger bands because no one comes out to live shows anymore, so they can't
especially
support
because
their
of the
venue.
pandemic.
Yeah, the
it took
pandemic
a hit on
totally messed
everything in
up.
music.
It's not that
Oh,
venues don't want to support, it's that they can't financially.
Honestly, it's everyone
financially.
for themselves kind of right now, and so they are looking out for
The
themselves.
best thing you
which,
can do right
like,
now is just build on social media and start doing live shows on social media, and then build your presence there. And then when you can draw, that's when venues can support you.
how to deal with poor/really slow repliers.
Pretty much the title. I recently started a band with a guitarist, and while practices are great, you spell practices right, getting him to reply in between is an
He's not
absolute
replying 'cause no
nightmare.
grammar.
Arranging practice. He spelled it wrong again! Practices is something in itself. I didn't get a reply the other day until noon on the day of practice. Okay, you need to learn how to spell practice.
Get them out of the band.
Let me
They
make
can't
sure.
reply.
Let me make sure. Practice is with a C, right?
Yes.
I'm gonna be honest. Why don't you just say, "Listen, dude, why are you not replying?"
All right, let's see if they
I
did
think
that.
communication would
Hold
fix
on.
a lot of these people's
Let's see if they
problems.
did that. This is pretty much the most time I'm gonna have for a few months as I have exams coming up, and I'm hoping when that happens we can do some virtual stuff, but this isn't setting great hopes. All it's resulted in is nothing getting done, and I'm really disappointed as I'm really excited to make music with him. He's active on social media fairly often too.
Okay.
Can you even really broach this? He has apologized for being a slow replier before, but it gets to the point where I feel like I'm spamming him.
Yo, I'm gonna just say this right here, right now. I don't want to put any age under the bus because we're all young. I'm the youngest. But exams, meaning you're in high school probably.
exams can also be college
Yeah, exams.
Okay, but
People
high
are gonna
school or
reply if
college,
they wanna
I'm gonna
reply,
be
though.
honest. Having a band in a high school and college with other people who also have their priorities, such as school, friends, parties, like, you're in a tough situation.
It's difficult.
I'm gonna be honest, if he's not replying,
He's not that into it, and honestly, in the long
it's not
run,
the vibe.
you don't want to be with someone who's not into it.
Yeah.
This
Yeah.
industry and this lifestyle is, you need people who are into it.
It's really
or
hard
it's
as
gonna
well.
destroy
If you guys are in, the only reason we were able to do it is because we were sisters. So when we were done with school, we could practice. Like, if you are in school still, it's gonna be really tough. And if they're already flaky,
Don't do it. I'm serious. Even if they're
Yeah.
your best friend, don't. You're gonna end up hating each other in the end.
Yeah, I mean, if you want to continue to try reaching out to him, and if you see he's active but he's not answering, message him on social media and be like, dude, I just texted you, why aren't you answering
honestly,
me?
this goes for anybody. Don't be afraid to be a two-time texter. A lot of people are like, oh my word, they double text. Who
No,
cares?
we, like,
Who
10 times texted her.
cares? If people
Yeah.
are weird, just text.
This industry is
and get your
weird.
point
No one's
across.
straightforward, and everyone's like, "Oh, I don't want to hurt your feelings."
Oh, no, this is like, ooh.
Blah.
I was gonna click
And
on
your
that one.
monitors?
I thought you were trying to, like, someone explain them. Like, we can explain what they do, but that's all into the mechanics of it. I'm not gonna go into
Indie
that.
monitors are a pain in the butt crack.
How does one find a drummer?
Good luck.
You are related to them.
Are the band? You just broke your neck. So my heart goes out to people who are trying to find people who are, 1, know what they're doing, 2, are committed, and 3, are not.
Dude, it's a big problem.
It's so true. You're like writing lyrics and you're like pouring out your heart and someone's like, and then you're like, we've yelled at each other, so I don't even know how to do that with someone like a bandmate.
This one's called, what are some things to post to keep an audience engaged growing when music isn't ready? We're heavily working on music, but it'll be a month or 2 until it's out. The current plan is just to occasionally post a demo or snippet, but what can I do between then rather than radio silence for weeks or a month? This is Instagram, by the way.
Instagram's going back to post whatever you want, and also reposting TikTok.
Make a TikTok account if you don't have one.
Covers of new songs a day and make them heavier if you're a heavy band, or if you're not even like in a rock or metal genre, if you're in pop, just do covers because everyone loves to watch the covers of like do your own twist on something.
Posting like teaser stuff, but at the same time I wouldn't post like demos because then you're giving away what the music is gonna sound like. So
and then just taking pictures, like photo shoots at your favorite place. When you get ice cream, take a selfie and you post it. Everyone loves that kind of stuff. Also, this is our just 2 cents too. This is what's worked for us, so I don't want to do that.
Perfectionism? Good luck, brother.
You cannot be a perfectionist in it. I mean, honestly,
you can't reach perfection.
Yeah, you need to make sure like your music or your artwork or everything is what you want it to look like, and that there is not like major faults in there. But you can't sit there being nitpicky.
You have to let go and step back.
And especially if you have other people working on your music, they're going to get very annoyed at you and be like, I'm not working on this anymore. I can't work with you.
Neighbor complaints.
Oh yeah.
We've never had to deal with that.
After 2 years of rehearsal, neighbors complain about noise. It's part of a recent war between the neighbors. Question is, we can turn the volume down, but how can we mute the drums without dampening? Oh.
He's hot rods and tea towels in the snare and toms, but he didn't seem particularly enthusiastic anymore.
Okay, I'm gonna be honest.
You gotta be respectful.
You have to be respectful. A cymbal, a towel, and then another cymbal on top, and then get muted heads, dead heads.
If you don't know those are, just look them up.
If you can't get those, fill your toms and snares and stuff with towels. Try to find another area to practice if you can. Like
or learn how to soundproof your area.
Because I know like finding a rehearsal spot is expensive, so if you could like ask around, maybe a friend has their house open for a certain period of time. No, especially if there's like a war or whatever between neighborhoods.
Yeah.
Music can be very annoying if it's not welcomed. So maybe like go around your neighborhood and just be honest and be like, hey, we're gonna
make them a brownie.
Yeah, be nice. Take the to be the further step because it'll go way longer.
Then you start another issue. Then they sue you because you made them eat poop.
Do you tend to coordinate guitar colors to suit the look of the band? How important do you think this is?
Yes, I think it's very important. If you like the aesthetic and visual effect of it, yes.
You can get whatever exact brand of guitar and make and everything, and then just have it custom wrapped or custom painted and everything.
Because I had a friend get a custom color set guitar and whatever, and it was like over $2,000. More random color, which is more cheaper, and then you can get it wrapped. And we got it wrapped by a car company, 201 Wrap, and I think it was like $300. I've been using a pomade, but it kind of deflates when you sweat and hair goes dry. Seems like most products actually hold also sting your eyes. Wondering if anyone has found a good one for sweating. What we use, Find Edge Gel. That was like super strong. Like the Gotta Be Glued hairspray is literal glue. There's also hair powder, which will, if you like fluff your hair up, it will make it stick. Good.
Yeah. It like teases it.
It's like
almost.
texture powder.
Yeah, it keeps it teased.
If you're a guy, don't be afraid to use women's brands hairspray. Alright, we got time for one more.
How do I tell my 2 other bandmates? It's like, this is by one of y'all.
Oh my word.
It says Lime CJ. How do I tell my 2 other bandmates that they aren't
How do I tell them that they're awful and they need to get better?
How do I tell my sister Maggie and my sister Lulu that they smell?
And it says CJ the guitar player from GFM. And it's
follow my band at the GFM.
I don't think that's me.
You have your picture like this.
It says if there's any confusion, this is CJ. Again, just as one picture. I don't think it's me.
Should we make a fake post? Like something?
Oh, more fake drama?
Yeah.
We do have, GFM has a subreddit. If you haven't joined, you just type in the GFM band, so join it.
Fake post.
That should be our next YouTube video, is being a fake Reddit person and suing the most random situations that are obviously like...
Oh my word, we join like all the Am I the Problem ones?
Yeah,
and just make up like fake content.
Really
and
crazy ones. Comment down below what we can put in and we might use
let
your
us know.
ideas.
Let us know. Almost every day I am practicing, recording, I just read it wrong. Practicing, writing, and recording music alone, and my 2 other bandmates who live with me have not even picked up a guitar in a month. I feel like they are piggybacking on my hard work. I feel like they're not interested in making music, even though they keep saying their plan is to eventually quit their day job and make their living off music.
Good luck with that one, brother.
I told them that if that is really your plan, then you have to actively work towards it, but still they are more interested in video games and watching sports. How do I tell them they need to make more of an effort, or should I leave the band? I'm just feeling lost in this band and I don't know what to do.
Blind Maggie.
I feel like you should leave the band.
Kick 'em out.
If you are
Kick 'em out.
doing all of the work, instead of kicking them out or like doing it, just copyright it under your name and then take all the like royalties and money from it, and then once they realize they're not getting paid from it and be like, well, I'm not getting paid, well, I'm doing all the work, and then they'll be like, oh, well, I want to do the work then and get paid. So
Money does talk.
put it all under your name. They legit can't sue you because you have proof that it's your writing.
Yeah.
So
And also,
then
if you're-
walk away and say
Slay.
talk to the
Today
Yeah.
we slay.
Because it's not like you can just be like, well, you're kicked out of the
I'm quitting
band because
band.
they're your roommates, and so then it's just kind of awkward.
tell them that you're not gonna pay rent if they don't.
Be very
Seriously,
manipulative, cry,
No.
and say, I'm gonna be not your friend anymore.
I'm gonna be not your friend anymore.
I mean, yeah, if it's something you're already thinking about, like leaving the band, then maybe just go solo. If you're already doing
Don't
the work
think about
anyway.
it, kick him out.
Feel like, I mean, you've given them. It looks like
Act
you've
upon
given
the
them
intrusive
multiple
thoughts.
chances. Yeah, this person said find people as enthusiastic as yourself. Replace those guys as you find new people. I mean,
should have went for
yeah.
the comments on the other ones.
This person says, have you asked for creative input? I mean, that's true. Maybe you are
They're
working
waiting for
so
it.
much and you're like so isolated in your thing. You don't want their input. So that might also be affecting it.
Ignore them, never talk to them, and then kick them out.
No.
So manipulative.
Have a serious talk with them.
Eviction notice in their
And say that is something that you really care about and it's really hurting you, and just be really honest with them, but then also be really honest about yourself. If they come to you, you're just kind of a jerk and don't let me add
You
anything.
should write a letter, and at the beginning of the letter, be nice, and at the end, be manipulative.
Call the police on them.
What are they gonna do? What are the police gonna do?
Arrest them for being a bad friend.
In my own.
I love you're not gonna breathe until they start writing music.
Go up to them like this. And when they ask what's wrong, put it down and. If they play video games on like something, delete all of their
it.
games, and when they say what happened,
Throw
I don't know,
their-
but now you have time.
Throw
to
their
write music.
console in the trash.
They put a camera in your room and you're like this.
Take a hammer to their console.
Like whenever we say literally, don't do any of that.
These are all jokes. Do not do that. And try and figure it out. If they say no and still aren't doing anything, then get rid of them and get new members.
Honestly,
like you can still be friends with
How
them,
much
but
do you
say
like
like.
your roommates?
Do you actually really like them? Or are you just lying to yourself?
Is it too
Move
late to
on
move
with
back
your
in
life.
with your family?
Love yourself.
All right, we're gonna go ahead and finish the
Guys, the
video.
best
We're gonna
advice is to come
preference-
to our GFM tour.
We're gonna preference. This was our advice. Please don't take it literally.
Half of it was
Take
a
it with a
joke.
grain of salt. Actually, don't take it at all. 'Cause I want to be responsible. You almost hit your head. I don't want to be responsible.
If you don't follow us, then you're lame. And the best advice of this video is that God loves you, and we do too.
And
So,
follow at the GFM band on everything. And go see us on tour with Fozzie.
We will see you all next week.
Oh, here's our Patreons. Thank you for supporting us. If you would like to support us, go to patreon.com/thegfmband.
And if we should do
Or
more
don't.
videos like this, comment down below, and then we'll see you next week.
Let us know what Reddit ideas. We're gonna make a fake Reddit. Let us know what we should say.
Put down below. I want a full story to be believable.
I'll take her out if you don't.
I'll be
follow
the only
us.
one that does it because you
I'm
don't
gonna
know how to do it.
No, wait, I'm gonna hold my
See
breath.
ya.
I'm gonna hold my breath till you follow us.
See ya. See ya.
My favorite thing. Like that.
Let's
Get it around here, cowboy.
Please help me. Save me, please. Please help me.
I thought you just knew here.